Hello. This is the Different Spectrums podcast, brought to you by Different Spectrums Corporation, a nonprofit organization helping those who are neurodivergent, black and brown, student athletes, and everything in between. I'm your host and only host, Dr. Nazir Zerka. I go by Dr. Naz, everyone. It's awesome to have you here. Very humbled to have you here. I'm excited to usher in a new era for the podcast, and we're going to talk about the same stuff: anxiety, depression, mental health, relationship issues, intimacy issues, what it is to be neurodivergent, how to navigate those spaces, and also how to engage in personable skills and social skills, and to deal with that and being seen and perceived. We'll have guests along the way. I'll eventually bring in some hosts to come moderate with me. But sit back, enjoy the show. You're going to talk about a lot of different things of being over the next few weeks, big emotions, things I've been going through, and just how to navigate those as a grown person. So the podcast will be much more mental health topics and how to help you navigate it, and some of my own personal anecdotes. You'll get to pretty much see me doing my work as a therapist, and I'll get to help you go through some issues that you may be navigating on your own. Again, this is not a therapy session. By no means do I am your therapist, but if you tend to get any self-help from this, that's fantastic. I am not taking any new clients, so sit back, enjoy the show, and let's have some fun together. Let's create some good memories. Hopefully we can get you into a better place, and I can get myself into a better place. I just want to again thank you for all this. Thank you for joining us over the last few years. Much love and appreciation. And remember to take care of yourselves. And if you don't, that's completely fine. We'll get you there one day. Peace, homies.
Look at them. So blissfully ignorant.
Care to tell me what this is all about? Or would you rather save it for the council?
Oh, no. You are the one that I wish to speak with. Were you not cast out of your order?
I left voluntarily.
Yes, but you were motivated to leave by the hypocrisy of the Jedi Council. We were both tools for greater powers.
I am here to bring you to justice.
Justice is merely the construct of the current power base. A base which, according to my calculations, is about to change.
And Darth Sidious is behind it?
He is behind everything. In the shadows, always, but soon, very soon, he will reveal himself.
With your help, the Jedi can stop Sidious before it's too late.
Too late? For what? The Republic to fall? It already has, and you just can't see it. There is no justice, no law, no order, except for the one that will replace it. The time of the Jedi has passed. They cannot defeat Sidious. But together, you and I can.
Every choice you have made has led you to this moment.
Every choice you have made has led you here. It's interesting. All the days, the years that the podcast has been running, and then here we are today, where the podcast has now changed. Every choice that you've made has allowed you to listen to certain episodes and now tune into this episode. We will be moving forward without Spencer on the podcast, and I will be continuing it, and it will be incorporated into the nonprofit and then held to a different standard now that it's being governed by a board of directors. I'm excited to lead the new way and make sure that everything is in my vision and how I want to talk about things, and actually provide more self-help instead of just interviews. I'm intrigued about the possibilities to helping more people, to calming more nervous systems, to providing more education, and still watching some movies and shows, still having guests come on, and to talk about other things too as well that's going on in my life, clients' lives, and how to nurture that, right? Being HIPAA compliant and all on the up and up. But it'd be nice to go in a more serious route, but still be talking shit. And every choice, whether they're good or bad, has led me and you to being together today. It may be multiple episodes. Maybe some of you will drop off, right? That's completely fine. Maybe some of you are Spencer fans. Highly doubt that, but whatever. But it's exciting to start this new journey. Just us. And 11 years of clinical experience working with clients. A private practice that's flourishing. Running 3 group therapies, 2 of them women neurodivergent support groups, which I'm very proud of. And somehow you've made it to listen to a ton of pods, or you've joined me for the first time. And now you're along for the journey. Whether you ups and downs, I know many of you are women that listen to us, to me now. I know many of you are neurodivergent yourselves. I know many of you are looking for comic relief, humor, to dissociate, to vibe with, and some of you were just really interested in doing some of the really cool interviews in which we've done. And we'll do those, but a different style, with more meaning and more heart, instead of pure ChatGPT questions and a few other things. And there'll be no more mistreatment of interviewed guests. So I'm excited to bring that. Now, as we pivot away from that, I wanted to thank all of you for joining us for the last 4 to 5 years, supporting us, continuously downloading on Spotify, Apple, all the other versions, Amazon, some of the other casts, whatever they're called. Right, we're everywhere. And some of you listening on YouTube. Thank you for asking your questions, for liking, for commenting, for answering the polls on Spotify. As you know, we have resources that are in the link tree, which will still be active. The link tree, make sure you check it out. Those of you that are looking for neurodivergent assessments, ADHD assessments, I've got a ton of autism assessments that are in there that are really reliable. And you can go through those. And then there is a document that you can go through that's like 7 pages, 8 pages long. You can go through it with your family. The goal is to highlight that and then annotate it and then share that with your friends and family so you can, learn about yourself and others. There's worksheets in there that are free. There's books in there that are free. Ton of stuff that's in there that's free. And if you're looking for a therapist that, I trust and vouch for, then there's a worksheet, an Excel sheet of people that, we've talked to, and some psychiatric providers as well in many states. So check out all that great stuff that we do provide. In saying that, give you some life updates. So we haven't released a pod in multiple weeks. It's been really tough to pump out content. Not only because I was burned out for a long time, and then I got some energy, got a bunch of guests to come on that were awesome, and then I got burned out again. And I'm really trying to focus on my own clients and trying to manage my caseload and start up these women's groups and make sure that they're running perfectly. And also I took a few small vacations here and there. In that time, you saw me release some pods about autism, some speeches. You saw the one a couple weeks ago. Some of you shot me some messages. Much appreciation and love for those messages that you shot me. There was a very raw podcast in which my father thought that I probably needed therapy after you heard that. I was like, all these things. It's been a crazy life. I'm traumatized. But I'm good. I've had my share of therapy. I'm going to release the other talk that I did with the fraternity. That'll release next week on Thursday, back on the normal schedules. And again, that's with as I'll explain in the intro, 100 men, all fraternity based. And we're just trying to talk about men's mental health, educate folks, talk about suicidality, what it is to be a good person, and really talking about intimacy, emotional intimacy, and friendship and companionship. One thing that's extremely missing everywhere, but specifically in the U.S. The internet has made it a great place to connect, but also made it a horrible place for our minds and siloed us and turned us against each other. And there's a lot of nooks and crannies that are unsafe. So we're going to talk about that. and you're going to see me try to connect with a lot of young men, and it was extremely fun. And you're going to see me probably get choked up 3 or 4 times, as I always do in my speeches, get choked up. Just look for the hesitation when I'm talking. You'll feel it and hear it. I will do my best to make sure that the audio for the questions and the folks that were answering things and saying things, I'll make sure to turn that volume up as much as I can without making it screechy with my voice. So be a heads up for that. The audio will be a little off. And then we're going to get back to doing normal pods. I'll do some stuff about shows and clips. You just saw the clip from the Clone Wars with Darth Maul. His new series just came out, The Shadow Lord. And he's always been one of my favorite characters in the Star Wars thing. The evolution of him, the vengeance, the hatred, his brother, losing his brother, being betrayed by everybody. It's actually kind of sad. Him trying to maneuver things in a certain way. And some of his speeches, his voice, and obviously homeboy that plays him is fantastic. In the show so far, the new series, fantastic. Go watch it on Disney+. And I think it's hilarious on how these days, right, everyone's talking about so many geopolitical things, the government. It feels like everyone is like terrible. It feels like the government on all sides is terrible. It feels like they're all perverts, pedophiles, racists, fearmongers, and all on the take and being paid off by other folks, specifically things like APAC and other institutions, other big corporations. And none of them want actually the real good thing for us as humans. And so I think that when we see this clip, is whoever holds and wields the power is the one that determines what justice is and what's right. And I think it's really interesting how a lot of folks lose thought or lose the ability to see what's going on in a lot of things, and how it tears everyone apart, puts everyone against each other, all while they're just taking all the money and metaphorically raping folks. Well, and literally too, sadly. Sorry for that one. And I think you see this character that's deeply like hateful about what's happened, but also can see like the future and what's going on. And then he's trying to convince young Ahsoka to like join him, and this is what is me. I guess I like Maul, and I feel like Maul at times, and I feel like the anti-hero, even though he's a legit bad dude, but I feel like him right now. And I'm asking you to join me, to have some fun, to talk some shit, and to actually like really work on some mental health related topics. But also just be appreciative of like how far all of you have come. I assume a lot of you that listen to this pod are neurodivergent as fuck, autistic as fuck, weird as fuck, kind as fuck. Probably some of you have inability to like speak the best, write the best. Maybe you don't have the most friends. Maybe you got a lot of friends. Maybe you've had a lot of hardship with friends. Maybe you're going through a friend breakup right now. That's a pause for that's what's going on right now. And it's tough to be different. And it's tough to be someone like me that gets shit done and has no time to be wasted on people that are inefficient, lazy, using people, or creep. I apologize to anyone that was ever offended by anything that was said truly on the podcast. I know I speak a lot about and say a lot of crazy shit. But I apologize for the inappropriate behavior you may have seen from the co-host, directed towards other folks on the podcast. Maybe specifically, if you noticed, specifically towards women, good majority of the time. I apologize for that behavior. It's also my fault for not correcting it sooner and not taking them more serious sooner. Even though I knew and saw it was a problem and I did my best to, I should have done a better job, and I apologize for that. In saying that, I'm excited for all of us to learn and grow. I'm excited that many of you haven't given up on things. I'm excited that and hopeful that many of you will continue moving on and pushing on and achieving, whether that's getting some better grades, whether that's stepping out of your comfort zone, whether that's setting boundaries with your family, whether that's getting in a healthier relationship with whoever it may be, doesn't matter the gender. Maybe it's finally letting them know that you don't want to do certain things. Maybe it's you finally letting them know that you don't like certain foods. Maybe it's letting people know that you are neurodivergent and you are neurospicy and you are a little different. And then maybe it's okay if you don't go inside that bar or that place that's too loud. I'm excited for a lot of you to become better versions of yourself, as I'm trying to do every day. Never quit. As I tell many of my clients, never quit. We only bend the knee when there's no more options and when it's actively hurting you. That's when you bend the knee. And then we re-strategize and we figure out what we need to do to win. There's always a way to win. It just may take you weeks, months, years. It may take you putting up with hostile individuals, lazy individuals, ignorant individuals, oppressive individuals. But maybe you just need to buy your time and survive. Many of us are in survival mode. So maybe after you get past that mode, maybe you can find peace. As I was talking to a client today, there's no words I can do to help you in this moment. We can't out-medicate this. All I can do is say, I'm sorry and I got your back. And I'm hopeful and I have faith that the future will bring brighter things, better things, exciting things. That with security and financial stability, you'll be able to get some of the things that you want. Or you'll just be able to relax and enjoy versions of life because you've worked so hard and you've made it to the other side. So many of you, I know that my words won't be effective. There's no way to rationally, cognitively trick you into feeling better because the circumstances are shit. And as a therapist, my job is not to trick you into some falsehood that everything is going to be okay. It's to make you believe in yourself, though, that you have the ability and you will have the faith to get through it and then to be on the other side of it. And metaphorically, God willing, that you don't fucking die in the process by your hands or anyone else's. So why am I saying these things? It's a terrifying time to be alive. We actively see wars going on, people being beaten in the streets, countries getting blown up. You see our people, Lebanese peoples in South Lebanon, being demolished. Within 10 minutes, villages gone. Places where my grandfather would walk and live, gone. Sad time for a lot of people. And it makes you feel a certain way for people that voted for this shit. This is what you believed that would bring peace and happiness. Interesting. Very interesting, some people's ways of thinking. It's interesting to see different races hop on the bandwagon and file lawsuits to keep people out of college, only to be soonly thrown away to the dirt as well too. This is me talking about the class action lawsuits against universities and a lot of Asian folk that hopped on this because it couldn't get passed with white folks. Asian folk hopped on it, got passed, and now they won't even allow some of these folks to work for the school or to even be enrolled in the school that are international. It's kind of funny, some of these things that are going on these days. Everyone thinks that they're going to be in the in crowd, but you're not going to be in the in crowd unless you look a certain way, talk a certain way, and have financial backing and money. And so why am I bringing this up? Is the chicken's coming home to roost for a lot of things, and it's sad because you're seeing how bad it is, how poor people are, how tough it is to buy food, gas, to buy certain things. People tell me what they got to buy for like their cars getting fixed, and it's astronomical prices. How do people live? I don't know. It's just a lot of scariness. So for those of you that are glued to your cell phones and just trying to like brain rot away and like dissociate, like I get it. You watch your movies or shows after you get a long ass day at work and you're fucking tired and you don't want to talk to your friends or your partner. You don't even want to play video games. You don't want to exercise. You just want to come home and sleep. I get it. But it's not real rest when you're just on your phone. It's not real peace. And the studies show after 40 minutes it actually is detrimental towards your mental health. I've taken a nice break from posting things, but also being on social media because I can't watch the killings of Middle Eastern people, Lebanese people. I can't watch it anymore. Palestinian people. I can't watch it anymore. I can't see all the things of these Epstein friends and apologists and Epstein himself. I can't see all the videos and pictures and the emails and all the shit about it. It's just too much now. I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed with information. And it got to a point where you don't even want to exist. Because why exist in a world where there's actually really no chance for many of us to like feel good? You're just pawns. It's a horrible place to be mentally. And many of you are. Many of you autistic fuckers are, just like me. So my father pulled me out of that. It got to the point about a month ago, probably 2 months ago now, where I was talking to a client, a strong black woman. And I said, I don't know if I'm going to keep doing this stuff. I don't know if I want to keep running these women's groups. And she said, why? And I said, I feel like I'm lying to people. That I'm telling them that they're magnificent, they're strong, they're intelligent, which is all true and always will be true. But that they got a real shot. That people will give a fuck about who they are, that they'll respect them, that they'll be able to talk in meetings, and that people won't take advantage of them, people won't try to harm them, people won't try to do horrible things. And it's a lie. Because the people are going to do those horrible things and mistreat them and talk over them, walk over them, assault them, and other very worse things. And it's a horrible place for my mind to be, knowing that I can't stop it. So she said, Nas, what are you trying to say? And I said, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I think I'm just tired of doing therapy. I think I'm tired of existing in this realm. And she looks at me and she says, Nazir, don't you quit on me. I said, well, I don't know. And she said, I can't have you quitting. She said, I need you. All the girlies that you work with need you, and my children need you. Pretty much locked the fuck in right after that. Because if I don't do it, who's going to do it? If I'm not the Darth Maul and the boogeyman in these women's corners, or these people's corners, these dudes' corners, then who's going to be it? Who's going to be the coach? Who's going to help them win? Who's going to help them type up emails when they can't figure out their words? When they're being overwhelmed or bullied by their professors, their advisors, their bosses? Who is going to help them navigate it to win? It was fun writing an email for a couple of the girls the last few months. And then having them copy and paste it and send it as if it was them talking. And I said, just let it sit. Wait. They come back. They couldn't read the stuff, the response. So I read the response and I just smiled. She said, why are you smiling? I said, we got everything that we wanted. She said, you're kidding me. I said, no, I always win. I know many of you don't like AI, but without AI, I wouldn't have this business, this podcast, because I can't really read that. I can read well. I can't spell that well, and my writing is bad. But now that my intelligence can be helped with the Grammarly and different tools in AI, now I've almost been unstoppable for me and my clients, and it's been fantastic to watch them win. To grow up to know that my words can help people win. Not my body, my fists, my anger, my words. It's a great thing to feel. It's been an emotional couple weeks, couple months. I've been very happy. I get to see these beautiful faces all the time. I get to go to group therapy for graduate students on Saturday. Sunday, I get to go to it with my girls group, 10 girls in the group. And then now Sunday afternoons, I get to do the women's group. Ages like 30 to 55. 10 folks in there as well, too. Not all 10 always show. And it's fantastic to run these things, to be part of it, to be a safe person, to push some of the smartest, the brightest, the kindest minds there are. Folks that have been beaten in many different ways, physically, mentally, emotionally, sexually, financially. Whether it be their bosses, family members, dads, moms, educators, corporations. It's been awesome to write letters and help people win lawsuits. It's been awesome. So now I get to sit with all these women. It's fantastic. A bunch of you are women that listen to us. It's fantastic. How would I have known I would have been in this position? One of the girls the other day, this is funny, in the girlies group, she goes, Dr. Nas? I said, what's up, girl? And she said, what happens when you start dating? I said, what do you mean? She said, how are you going to answer our phone calls, our text messages? When we're crashing out and we need you, you're going to stop answering and you're going to stop engaging with us. You won't have time for us. I think she said it jokingly, but it didn't feel jokingly. And a bunch of the other girls said, nope, that's not going to happen. She going to know. And one of the girls said, we're just going to have to talk to her. If that happens now, we're going to have to talk to her. I said, oh yeah, what are you about to say? And she said, that's our dad. You can't take our dad from us. And everyone started cracking up. They were like, yep, That's crazy. To be like a father figure to people. It's crazy. And then you go to the women's group right after that. And we're all just talking shit and having fun. And by having fun, the first group, we talked about childhood abuse. And then we bullied the one kid that wasn't abused by their parents. I should label the women's group as for only black and brown folks. The girlies group is mostly white women, 2 brown girls. And my grad group's split, black and white. And we were talking, then the next time we talked about just the women's men's and their issues. And the reason why I bring that up is because eventually they kind of turned on me and they're like, no, I bet you're a piece of shit too with women in your life. And I was like, what? And they were like, yeah, you probably ain't shit either. You're just like them. I was like, I ain't dated in 10 years. The fuck you talking about? How fuck am I the bad guy here? And then I was thinking about it. I was like, all these fucking clients of mine are the women in my life. And then I went to the dentist the other day with my father, and someone checked me about not giving him grandkids, or not dating or being married. And it's just interesting how everyone makes it seem like you have to be in a relationship to be happy. You have to be chasing something, ass, whatever it is. You have to be chasing something. You have to be coupled to be happy. Otherwise, you're miserable or you're weird. I'm definitely weird. Definitely not miserable. And I said, I've been busy. She said, what do you mean you've been busy? I said, I've been trying to get my PhD, my education. I've been trying to economically make sure my family is financially stable. And during COVID, I was scared to bring anyone home or to have friends come over, this or that, because I didn't want to kill my father who has an autoimmune disease. It takes a lot of medications. How horrible would that be? To know that you killed your father. So it's been a while since I dated, and knows there's been suitors. There's been a lot of suitors. There's been a lot of people that flirt and say things and try to set me up. And over the last year or so, I've shot my shot with a few folks and epically crashed out. Well, I don't know. A couple of them I think were maybe interested. It is what it is. So the girls were asking me these questions, and I said, I'll try. But they have been the girlies in my life. Been doing this shit since 2015. So we're going on 11, 12 years now of being a clinical therapist. This has been the happiest time of my entire life. Not just because of the financial stability which I've been granted, because I'm actually getting paid a decent wage now by billing directly through insurance. But as I said in some of the other lectures, I also make so much money now that I get to subsidize other people that don't have insurance, that are underinsured, that are undocumented. And that's fantastic. Good majority of brown women. For Easter, I took out the kids in group therapy to breakfast on Saturday, and then I took a couple of the girls, because, a couple didn't go to Easter back home, was too far away. We went and got some sweet treats, pastries. It's crazy that you could be so poor in life. And then eventually be able to spend money and do whatever you want and help out whoever you want. To watch them eat and to laugh at the table at the restaurant. To eat the sweet treats, knowing that they didn't want me to buy anything, but I was buying the things and I wanted them to buy more. Because even if they couldn't go home, even if they went home and got traumatized, they would know that they were safe with me and they ate food with me. It's a great life. Why do I tell you this? I hope all of you get to the point where I'm at, where you're exponentially happy. You've got almost everything that you've ever wanted. Your business is growing, financially stable. You're getting healthier. Your brother's healthy. And your father's deteriorating, but stable. Your friends are getting married. You've got little babies everywhere that you call your nieces, that you're like the godfather to. My niece down in San Antonio may end up moving here. Looks like she's going to go to college. Everything is pretty good. So I was at the gym the other day after the two women's groups, and in between there, I had a board meeting where I asked my old mentor, my old boss, and my pseudo-therapist for a while to join the board, and she did. And after the meeting, long meeting, 2-hour meeting, that was the first one she went to. She accepted the offer, she's on the board, and she sends me a message, as I often do with many of my clients, and my father does as well too. She sends me a message and just says, "You're awesome. Nazir, you're a great leader. You're a great director. This was a fantastic board meeting, very professional, and you're such a good public speaker." She said, you're the next Obama type. That was a lot. Told my dad that. And he stewed on it, was emotional, which then made me emotional. And then I go to the next women's group and have a blast. And I was overwhelmed and I was tired. I went to the gym, as I do on Sundays. And I was emotionally devastated, wrecked, overwhelmed by how good life was. That was the first time probably in 2009 since I've been suicidal, legitimately. And not that I want to take my own life. Not going to take my own life. The only way I go out is some fucking Israel fucking assassinates me. But I ain't going nowhere. But I thought it would be nice to have everything freeze. That everything is so good right now. It would be nice to just everything stay put. Or to just not exist. Because the only thing that happens from here is things get worse. I'm not used to this much happiness, this much joy. I'm not used to watching my clients succeed, get married, get jobs, be in healthier relationships, long-term relationships. I'm not used to this. It's been years and years and years since I've been able to see the finales. In these colleges, you don't get to see that. You get to see them for a couple years when you're too busy and you can't see them again. But now I'm overwhelmed because you get to see everything. And you get to enjoy every bit of it. You get to see them weekly, the kids, adults, grown-ass women, nasty women, badasses. And you get to see it. It's fantastic. And you get to just watch them smile as they've gotten everything they've ever wanted when they didn't even want to live a few years ago. And you reach down into the fucking dirt and pick them out of it. You know how fucking awesome that feels? To see someone's soul leaving their fucking body and you snatch it back up. And they graduate, then they get married, then they get jobs, then they just feel happy, they feel neutral, they feel fucking neutral. My God, you guys don't even understand. Some of you do. To feel neutral is fucking fantastic for many of my clients. To not be in mental or physical agony. And I get to see it. And I get to do it. And it's a privilege and an honor to see it. A young man sent me a text yesterday. Just how happy he is after our sessions. I told him I can't wait to see him be married one day and have kids. And as a queer man, it's just awesome to like pump someone up like that. And then I told him a bunch of nice things, and I said, I'm not trying to cry right now, you fucker. And then he sent me back some nice things too. Nicer things. It's an honor to do the shit that I do. It's very overwhelming. I'm glad I get to be more personable in these pods moving forward. I'm glad we get to talk more about strategic mental health related stuff. I'm glad I get to talk more about clients throughout the eons, case studies to help folks get more stories on how to get better, how to deal with certain issues, how to move forward, how to gain hope and faith, and then also to have some fun and talk some shit too. The next few movies I want to get to, definitely going to get on this Maul, Shadow Lord. Definitely want to talk about Zootopia. Definitely want to talk about Zootopia 2, Hoppers. I definitely want to talk about the One Piece that just came out, the Daredevil joint that just came out. Definitely want to talk about the heated rivalry, the gay hockey players, because all my girls are watching that shit. There's a lot of stuff that I want to get to that a lot of folks have suggested. So I've seen the things. I got some clips. We're going to hit the ground running with a lot of stuff in the coming weeks. Forgive the crying today. I knew I was going to cry. I've been crying for like 2 fucking months. But I'm feeling much better now. For those of you who've been on the journey with me, I lost like 50 pounds too. So much healthier than what I used to be. And it feels fantastic to be lighter. Maybe I can enjoy the hikes more. And I'm really looking forward to, in June, to go to Universal and be able to fit on the rides with my niece and my brother. Because I couldn't fit on it last time and I had to walk my fat ass off. And that sucked. But I'm excited to be able to get on those rides this year and to do some more hikes. So I just want to call in here and be vulnerable, be honest of how I've been doing. I'm fine, everyone. I'm fine. I'm just an emotional motherfucker. That's who I've always been. As many of you are very emotional folks too. So I may be salty about how I got to this position and how I'm solo on the thing, but I'm very happy to be solo on the pod because things weren't running the way they needed to be running, and I've been doing the heavy lifting for years, pretty much all the lifting for years, and it's nice now that I'm doing the lifting. It might as well just be mine. I do have some guests planned. I think I do maybe next year or later in the year. I think I'm going to have my 4-year-old niece join us for 5-minute segments to watch the clip with us and then have some fun and talk with us. I think a lot of you will think it's cute as shit. I'm excited to have her on here. She is literally one of the main reasons why I want to continue living. I didn't know what happiness was until I met her. So I'm excited to have her. I'll probably have my niece join us too in San Antonio. And my actual best friend, my niece's dad. So, tons of great stuff coming. I probably won't be as emotional as in those, but homies, I've been having a fucking time. I hope all of you get to have these feelings. I hope you all do. Truly do. I hope whatever it is that you do, whether it's your art, it's Legos, it's swimming, it's walking, it's jogging, it's cooking food, it's watching anime, whatever it is that you know gets you in that zone and gets you to vibe, brother. I hope y'all just do it. And I hope y'all tell people that you're divergent in some way and that they allow you permission to do it. You know, and if you burned out, because I'm sure all of you are, because we all fucking are. Welcome to the world. That you're kind to yourself, but also go get that money. Don't quit. It's either get rich or die trying. Don't quit. Don't no one allow you to quit. If you need to bend the knee because you have to, then do it. Strategically do it. But don't quit. Like I told a young woman today, I said, don't ever excuse yourself from the room. She looked at me weird. I said, no. You belong in every fucking room you walk in. No. You don't just leave. They're going to tell you to leave. I said, if it's like me or my father, they're going to have to force you to leave. They're going to have to come get the police for you. You belong in every room there is. So walk your ass in there and listen and grow and talk your shit. Like I told another young girlie today too. My dad said this shit too. She said, I'm lucky to have him in my life, her boyfriend. I said, you're not lucky. You deserved him. You earned him. The vulnerability, the mental health that you've worked on, the therapy that you've done, the medication management, the strategicness of trying to do better, trying not to self-harm, trying to be a better person, a better woman, a better sister, a better daughter. You've earned this good man. Now, are you lucky because there's not that many good people in the world? Yeah, maybe. Are you lucky because there's not that many good dudes in the world? Yeah, maybe. But we have morals, values, and ethics now. We have confidence now. We know who the fuck we are, girlie. So we know what we deserve. We know what we want. Thus, it isn't lucky because we chose him. We didn't settle for him. She said, I see what you're saying. I said, so you can be grateful for him, but don't tell me that luck shit. You went and got this man, this person, this human, because you allowed yourself to evolve enough to allow them into your life. And you are healthy enough for them to allow you into their life. I hope all of you go get your happiness and joy, as I'm currently doing. It's right in front of you. Don't quit. It's all about hard work. If you're a little lucky, it'll pay off. But also, you can make your own luck. Maybe you were born in trauma and pain, as Bane would say, darkness. Whatever cards you were dealt in life, maybe it was a shit hand, but let's play this motherfucker out. Let's play it out. Let's see how this shakes out. Day by day. Survive, 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 then you thrive. Then you thrive. Before I'm done, I'm so fucking happy all the time and emotional. How do you even, some people even know what real happiness is if you've never felt the pain and agony, the misery of certain things? You don't have no juxtaposition. You don't have the inverse. You don't know. And some of my clients will say, well, I'm supposed to be a scientist. I'm supposed to be this. I'm supposed to be this awesome things. And I said, I was supposed to be dead or in jail. So all this is just money. All this is just awesome. All this is just awesome. Don't quit. Survive. Let all the other ones quit. Let them fade out. You make it. Find people to help you make it. Find ways for your neurodivergent ass to make it. And then make sure when you make it, that you reach back and you help others make it. Don't fucking gatekeep. Don't gatekeep. Do what you need to do to take care of yourself, and then make sure you start turning it around and be better than the other people that were around you. Survive first. I think I'm done. I'm tired now. Much appreciation, much love, much compassion to all of you. Remember to take care of yourselves. And if you don't, we're going to get there one day. Matter of time. Matter of time. Peace.